Hey everybody, it is Radleigh here with the Angelic Weather Report for February 9th through the 15th. This happens to encompass a certain holiday, right? That happens at least in the United States, but for a lot of people, this is a time of where we think about our relationships. A lot of people think about it from the majority of people, I think about it from the relationship standard of romance and those kinds of powerful relationships. It doesn't have to be. Over the years, I think a lot of different types of traditions have developed, and I think that's great. Um, One of the things that I think about in my own life that really, really matter to me are my platonic, intimate relationships. Now, I know that sounds like they cancel each other out, but not at all. My most important relationships in my life are platonic, but they are deeply intimate from an emotional standpoint, deeply intimate from an intellectual standpoint. These people know everything about me. They can guess what I'm going to say at any given moment. They care about me deeply. We finish each other's sentences, and they're my favorite people in the entire world to be around. That's what I mean by platonic, intimate relationships. So this week, when I was doing the Angelic Weather Report using Guardian Angel Messages Tarot cards, I asked the cards to focus this week on relationships. So as you listen to the Angelic Weather Report, remember that it's like this might be a romantic thing, it might be a relationship you're trying to call in, a relationship you already have that needs some help, um, friendships, whatever it is. So think about it from that standpoint. Again, as usual these days, because I change it up all the time, I know I do. We have four cards. The first card's Monday, Tuesday. Second card's Wednesday, Thursday. Third card's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The fourth card is an energy that overlays all of this. I've also pulled cards for each card from my Angel Affirmation Cards deck to give you an affirmation to work with that energy this week. So Xander says hello. So I can't help but say that I found it very, very, very interesting that the very first card that I pulled in a group of cards that's supposed to be about relationships was the Hermit. It's like, you cannot make this stuff up. And so this card talks about introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. And so a lot of people are single. A lot of people may feel alone or not in a relationship. Being not in a relationship is not the same as loneliness. It just means you can be okay with it. You can be strong with it. You can be, I don't want a relationship. You can be any of those things. Your relationship is with yourself. That is great. And you should have a relationship with yourself no matter what. But the Hermit is very introspective. He sets the dynamic. He's a bright light to the world. He's a great mentor. He helps teach us. So what are you trying to learn about yourself Monday, Tuesday? Are you thinking about relationships because Valentine's Day is on the horizon? Are you thinking about relationships anyway? Are you not thinking about relationships at all? Which is perfectly fine. I thought it was also really, really interesting that the angel affirmation card for this came from the love angels. So here we have the Hermit card, and the card for the angel affirmations is a card that you would think about being about love. And it says, I believe in the power of love. I believe in the power of love. I allow for healing in all my relationships, including the one I have with myself. I allow for healing in all my relationships, including the one for myself. And on the back, the message says, when you have any fears surrounding love in your life, ask for our guiding hands to bring healing and reassurance that all will be well. Tuesday and Wednesday is more of sort of like the traditional romantic kind of thing. And we have the absolute epiphany of romantic cards, Knight of Water. And this card says romantic, emotional, and dramatic because that's who the Knight of Water is. The Knight of Water is this really overblown romantic archetype of will bring you flowers and chocolates, rewrite you poetry, play you a song on a ukulele. It's like, right? They take you on a picnic, all of this stuff. The question is it lasting? Is it real? Is it solid? Is it going to be there? So when we bring in those relationships, I always say that the night of water is going to be the most fun you ever had, period, until it's not. So, and can night of water last? Absolutely 100%. Totally can. But it asks us to make sure that our self-worth is front and center. It because relationships with a night of water can be very unbalanced. So, Wednesday, Thursday, where relationships that you are in unbalanced, where you're giving, 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 not receiving. The card for that came from Archangel Raphael, which makes sense because one of the things that he's known for is being sort of a matchmaker. And the card says, I am worthy of unconditional love. I am worthy of unconditional love. I open my heart to love's infinite possibilities. I open my heart to love's infinite possibilities. And the message from Raphael says, as a vibrational matchmaker, I can draw deeply powerful relationships into your life, both romantic and platonic. Remember platonic intimacy that I talked about. When we get to the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which encompasses Valentine's Day, I really loved the card because it's 10 of water. I love that because 10 of water is this card about family and chosen family, birth family, romantic family. Who's your tribe, right? Family, love, and blessings. Who is your tribe? That's the people to be thinking about in and maybe at this time of year when we're celebrating the expression and the emotion of love. Maybe it's thinking about those kinds of people more so than thinking about Prince Charming, or whoever your Sleeping Beauty may be, or whatever that looks like to you. And I loved the affirmation because the one that came out is from your guardian angels. And it says, I find joy in the simplest of moments. I find joy in the simplest of moments. I have power over my own happiness. I have power over my own happiness. And the message from the guardian angel says, ask us to help you to focus on every experience that brings a smile or a laugh. Then watch those moments multiply exponentially. So no matter what kind of relationship that you're focused on this particular week or at any given point, celebrate love wherever it shows up in your life, in whatever form or vibration that it brings forth. The card for the overall week was Page of Water. So just to point out, 3 of our cards this week were emotion cards, cards from the suit of water or the suit of cups if you're a traditionalist, this emotion. And this card says sensitive, open-hearted, and intuitive. I always think of the Page of Water as being sweet and sensitive and kind of naive, reads romance novels, in so many ways idealizes love. So as we're going through this week, the idealization of love itself, not the person attached to the love, but the very essence of love itself. Again, I loved the affirmation card. It says, I am present and focused. I am present and focused. My powers of manifestation are unlimited. I am present and focused. My powers of manifestation are unlimited. This is a message from Archangel Metatron, and it says, call upon me for grounding and assistance in manifesting your personal goals with confidence. So really, we've got this energy of celebrating love in whatever form it presents itself into this week, with the request from the angels that you remember that you have the power to manifest that love in your life. So while I pick these up, I just want to point out to you guys that I have 2 masterminds that are coming up in Denver, Colorado. If you've ever wanted to work with me personally, those opportunities show up, but they're usually in really large groups, which makes it hard for me to connect with you personally. My masterminds, that's different. No more than 30 people are in the group. These are 4-day classes that are live in person. This is like getting hugs and being loved on and having these heart-to-heart conversations with other participants, going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with people who are on the same plane as you are. The first one, which is perfect for this week, is called Healing the Heart. Emotional Renewal Through Angels and Tarot in Denver, Colorado, April 3rd through the 6th, 2025. We will dive deep into emotional healing with the support of angels and tarot to release pain and open ourselves up to greater love and joy, uncover hidden emotional wounds that might be tripping us up and start that healing process. Use tarot as a mirror to reveal and heal patterns in relationships, and everybody leaving with their own heart healing plan. We also have one coming up in September, Angels and Archetypes, Unlocking the Hidden Power Within You Through Tarot, September 25th through 28th, 2025. That's working with the archetypes represented by Tarot and how the angels can help activate that. That one's almost sold out. But Healing the Heart, there's still a few seats left. We're actually doing a special deal because people were asking for payment plans. So there is one now that will be there until the end of the month. So go check it out by going to radleighvalentine.com/mastermind. Now, with that said, I'm pulling out guardian angel messages, and I want you to think about a question that you would like me to answer. If you were sitting across from me, like in a mastermind in Denver, and you wanted me to pull cards for you, what question would you ask? What would you want me to look up for you? So think about that for just a second while I shuffle. What is your question? Just think about what is the first thing. You don't have to question it or think too hard about it. Just what's the first thing that pops into your mind? All right. So do you feel called to card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, or card number 4? So card number 1 made me laugh because card number 1 is Knight of Water. He's back. All right. So if your first question was about romance or something like that, that makes sense for the Knight of Water for all the reasons I've already talked about. But maybe it's something in your life where you need balance, where something has control over you, where you're giving it too much influence, too much power over your life, and you need to pull that back. If you were drawn to card number 2, it's the High Priestess. Intuition, wisdom, and patience. This is going within for your answers, not going without. It's not taking action at this particular moment, but waiting to see what enlightenment comes. The next card is 7 of Water. 7 of Water, choices, overanalyzing, procrastination. This is where we find ourselves in this place where we are stuck. We feel like we can't move forward and we need to get unstuck. This card basically asks us to please make a decision, make a choice. And finally, if you were drawn to card number 4, it's talent, recognition, and collaboration. This is 3 of Earth. This is the card of mentorship, but also the card of being the best at what you do as you possibly can and getting recognized for it, getting paid well for it. What is your passion in life? That's what you should be going after because that's what's going to reward you in the end. So that's our angelic weather report for February 9th through the 15th. For those of you who celebrate, I wish you a very, very jolly, happy Valentine's Day. That's obviously a big deal in my life since my name is Radleigh Valentine. And I always remember that my mom loved Valentine's Day. So I always take pink roses to her memorial, and I will be doing that as well on Valentine's Day. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you next week.